Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you what I've gotten done on all the masts, and I'm going to show you what I've gotten done on the hull. So if you want to see that and more, make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family, and welcome back to my bench. So, yeah, I've actually gotten quite a bit done. All the masts have been painted, and not completely glued yet because I'm still doing detail painting on them yet. But they've been painted white, they've been painted black, and now I'm starting to do the final detail painting. And as you see, maybe, let me zoom in for you here. So I've started painting all these pin rails on the bottom of the masts. All right. I've got the deck painted on all of them, underneath and on top. I've painted the bottom hold downs for the dead eyes. Now I still got to paint the rope. And I'm actually going to cut this top rail off on every one of them. All right. Technically, the bottom one should be gone too, but I figured for better gluing surfaces, I'm going to leave that one there. But all the top ones on every one that there is on this ship, all the tops are going to be cut off. Okay. Including, like these ones here. If it'll focus on it. So those ones there, those tops will get cut off. I'm going to paint the ropes. The dead eyes stay white. But anyways, yeah, these ones here, they're all painted up. I've got the bottom lower section, which goes through here. Right? So that's painted the way it's supposed to be. The upper is painted, and of course, like this still comes apart. One way or another. See, it comes apart, and it's painted there as well. Before I glue all these completely together, I will be doing all the foothold or foot ropes and stirrups, which actually go on the bottom of all the yards. And then, I don't know if you can see these, but there is a bunch of pins on here. You see them? If it'll focus on it. But anyways, all those pins, it's not focusing right, probably because it's so damn small. But all those pins need a rail to go right across the tops of them. And that's what you actually tie your sails to, right? It's called a sail tie. Now, the foot ropes on the bottoms, some have stirrups. Well, they all have stirrups, but some have only two. Some of the smaller ones only have one. Some of the large ones have three. So I got to make those, and we're going to add those things in because, well, this ship does not have that detail, and I want that detail. So that's something I'm going to have to custom build on its own. But yeah, the rest of them are all painted up exactly the same way, and I will do the same for each one of the dead-eyed tops. They'll all get cut off. I still have to paint the yard arms, these extensions, right? They're called yard arms. I still got to paint them. They got to go kind of a darky brown. So that's all getting painted on all of them. Same thing with this one, like, again, I painted the bottom part of it, but I'll cut the top piece off. The pin rail along the bottom is painted the way it's supposed to be, and the decks are all painted. So that's where all the masts are at. So I'm going to spin you around here, and I'll show you what I've gotten done on the hull. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, my friends, here we are. So as you can see, in the last video, I got the hull, the deck painted, put together. That's all done. Now, looking at more pictures, this top rail had to be painted brown, which I did. But if you look close at the other side, on the inside, let's see if I can get you. You see all the white lines, all right? All these little white lines in here, okay? So from here down to the pin rail, right, is brown. And then they have these white lines. Now, in the real ship, they're actually oval, like they're oval moldings and everything. And inside the oval molding is painted brown, or painted white, sorry. So I went along and painstakingly did that all the way along, all the way through, from bow to stern, on both sides, right? All the way across. Once I had that done, then I started doing pin rails, right? So all the pin rails are now on, all the way across both sides, you know. You can see them all the way over here, a whole bunch of them here and some over here. Then I went and put on these rope cranks, right? There's one here, one over here, and then same thing on both sides. So they got painted, they got glued in, and I made handles for them because all they had was this little pin sticking out. And yeah, I wasn't satisfied with that, so I don't know if I can zoom in enough for you to see this. Get a light better. You can even see the shadow of it right there. Look at that. So, as you can see, you know, I bent a little piece of aluminum wire and I flattened a spot on it and super glued that, drilled a hole and super glued them in. Now, I kind of set them all at different angles. You know, some are pointing up, some are pointing, you know, down, some are pointing, you know, just each one differently. As you can see with this one here, you know, pointing in a different direction. And if I go up to this one, that one's pointing almost straight down, you know, but it just adds a little bit more detail to things. And I think it looks pretty good. So that's where I'm at right now. That's all done. And the next thing I'm going to be working on, let's move this straight again. Move this over, move my light. Here we go. Now I'm working on the bow sprit. Okay. So this is just sitting in there because I just finished sanding it. So this has got to get painted white. So I'm just pre-fitting it. This here has got to get painted white. I got to open up the hole a little bit. It's a little tight, and I know if I put that in there, it's going to scratch and peel paint, whatever in there, and I don't need it to do that. So that'll sit in there like that, right? I got to file down here a little bit because they're not sitting completely flat in this joint. And, you know, obviously I want it to sit the way it's supposed to. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. You won't see this bottom section here because there is a forecastle deck that has to go there. And that's what it's called, is the forecastle deck. And it's just a little triangle piece. Here, let me grab it for you. So it's this piece right here. Okay. And yeah, I still have to do the wash on it. Well, I still have to sand it, do the wash on it. And of course, there's a piece of trim that goes here. And that trim piece will get painted the same color as the upper rails here. And there's also a winch or something that goes here. I'll have to double check to see what it's called. But this will sit right in there. So I'll have to fit it in because obviously it doesn't want to fit right. I think these standoffs are a little too tall. So I'll have to trim that so it actually sits down where it needs to. And you can see it's sitting up a little too high right there. But yeah, that's where that goes. All right. And then, of course, there's a whole bunch of stuff on there and everything else. So this here part is pretty much what I'm working on right now, other than at some point in time, I'm going to do the foot ropes and stirrups on the all the yards, right? We'll get that done up. And yeah, once I get this done, whatever's next in the instructions, well, then I'll move on to that piece. So I'm going to get that done. I'll come back. I'll show you what that looks like and see if I've done any more. So I'll see you in a little bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So when I last left you, I was working on the bow sprit, right up here, and getting ready to do the deck. Well, the deck is sanded. It's got its wash on. It's dry. Put the trim on, and did the chain. One of the can't remember what they call it. It's like the not quite the hoist for the anchors, but it's the anchors are tied into it. The anchor chains. Everything on the deck is glued on and painted. Okay, but from there, as you can see, we start moving back here, moving aft. I think it is. Yeah. Anyways, we got these sail sheds. They're sheds for storing sails. Ladders are in. Actually, they're not glued in. All the stuff I'm going to show you now is not glued on, nor is it painted. It's just some of it is glued together, ready for paint, and then once it's painted, I can glue everything down. We've got these two little sheds here, the ladders, the cargo hatch, and a rope crank, right? Rope winch. A bunch of these little bullards on both sides. A bunch of these little eye hooks here. And as we move forward some more, or move aft some more, I've got more eye bolts down here in the bottom. These are glued on, so are the chains. Some pin rails here. This is where your foremast goes, right? And I've got whatever this is. They call it like a water tank or something. It must be freshwater storage or something. I don't know. But anyways, then they got this cabin here. I think this is like the galley and stuff like that. This is all glued together. Ladder is on and the roof is just sitting there. I can take this off, right? Nothing is glued down. If we move back some more, I've got the next cargo hatch, the main cargo hatch, dressed up and ready for paint. Another winch sitting here. Bilge pump, right? That's mostly built. It's not glued down. More pin rails for the main mast. And if we continue on, we've got the next cabin. Like I said, one of these is the bunks, and one of them's like, I think the front, the four bunk is the bunks, and this one here is the galley and stuff like that. Could be wrong, could be the other way around. But anyway, this one's ready to be painted. It's all glued together. Then I've got another hatch here that's put together. Top's not glued. More of my bullard pins here. And then we move further back yet, and we've got another captain's quarters and stuff like that. And I'm still not sure what that is. To me, it's like another storage hold, but why is it inside the captain's quarters? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to, part of this is put together here. None of this is glued yet. These are, though. So I'm still cleaning all this stuff up, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff, more parts over here that need to be cleaned. This here will sit pretty much like that underneath this rail, right? Then there's the top hatch or windows or whatever it is, all right? And this will go on top of this roof, which I haven't gotten out yet. Then there's other little things. I'm not sure what these are. They look like buckets, bailing buckets or something. And they all sit in these grooves here. There's 8 of them. Yeah, they kind of look like buckets. They kind of look like they've got handles on them, but I don't know if I can zoom in on that for you. They kind of look like they got a handle on them. So I'm thinking there's some sort of buckets. They don't actually say what they are. Oh wait, they do. They are fire buckets. Never mind. So yeah, that's what they are. It's just little water buckets. Doesn't like to zoom in on something so small. All I've got is this really old camera phone. So, anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to continue on cleaning up this stuff and getting everything fitted, maybe some of it glued together, like the corners and stuff, right? Get everything fitted together the way it's supposed to be. And then we're going to go from there. I'm going to start taking off everything that's not glued and start painting it all. Once everything's all painted, then I can actually start putting it all back together permanently. Now, again, I can't show this whole thing, but that's where we're at. It's looking pretty good, I think, anyways. And it won't be long before I can start looking at doing the foot ropes and stirrups on the masts, or the yards, anyways, and start pre-rigging the masts and get them ready to be put on. And then we can start the tedious job of doing all the rigging, right? So I think I'm going to leave you here with this. I know it's probably a shorter video, but hey, again, if I haven't said so, or depending on when this video comes out, so to all of you from the BSC family and the Martel family here, we wish you all some great happy holidays and a great new year. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and turn on all notifications. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down below. Go check out Charlie Mack's channel. I'll leave a link for his channel down below. He's finished his Cutty Sark, and he did an awesome, amazingly job. It's great. The colors on it, the rigging that he's got done on it. Yeah, it turned out great. So go see his channel, subscribe to him, show him some love, tell him Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. He is doing the buddy build with me. Now his is a smaller scale. So yes, his is finished. And mine is going to take quite a while before I even get close to being finished. So hopefully you stay tuned for that. And yeah, have yourself a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we're going to get back to regular scheduled postings of videos for you here in the new year. So with all that being said, here at the BSC family, we love you. Just do it your way. And until next time, later.